Kelly.
Evening. I'd like to call this meeting of the Board of Selectmen to order. The Webster Board of Selectmen meeting will be conducted in a manner pursuant to passage of Section 20 of Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2025, extending authorization for virtual public meetings through August 4th, 2027, as approved by Governor Maura Healey. And this meeting will also be provided by Bonage. And first meeting item is the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand if you're able. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Nice. Second item on the agenda is supposed to be the introduction and swearing in.
They're on their way.
They're on their way? Okay, so we'll table that for now. Third item is a public hearing on the application filed by Ghassan Nafeh and Rajat Shamoon for an underground fuel tank storage license at 415 to 431 and 443 South Main Street, Webster, to store 2 underground fuel tanks, Tank A containing 20,000 gallons of Class 1B gasoline, and Tank B containing 14,000 gallons of Class 1B gasoline and 6,000 gallons of Class 2 diesel fuel, for a total aggregate quantity to be stored of 40,000 gallons. I'd like to open the public hearing. Do you have a motion?
I move we open the public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Yeah, thank you. Actually, the first item is the approval of the regular session meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to approve April 27th meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All those, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. May 11th, 2026, everybody read those. Do I have a motion to approve the May 11th meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Thank you. Now we'll get on to the public hearing. Do I have a motion to open the public hearing?
We've already had the motion to vote.
Oh,
It's open.
it's open? Okay. This is the public hearing. And we'll hold that first. Is there anyone here who can come forward and talk to us about the application?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Evening.
How are you? So I'm Sunit Sharma, I'm with K-Roots Petroleum. We intend on building a convenience store and gas station on the property. In order to do so with like the storage for the underground petroleum on that location.
And this one is basically right across the street.
Correct.
Through the chair, I should know this is.
Any que-
These capacities, these are normal capacities as far as, for gas stations?
I did, I think the last two that we did for the chair were 30,000. And
Okay.
I noticed this was 40, so I didn't know what the difference
think-
was.
This might be a little bit more than normal.
Yeah.
Than we've seen. Rick, is this more than normal from your understanding?
I'm actually not, I can't vouch for
It,
normal or abnormal, to be quite honest with you, so. Usually I just look to fire chief's recommendation.
yeah,
That's
and
usually
fire
what I'm
chief
looking
is
at.
okay with this.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments?
This hasn't gone to the planning board yet? Does this go?
I think it's as passed. It went through the planning board, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it needed site plan,
What's
It
that?
needed site plan approval,
Okay.
yes.
And it's, they're underground storage tanks, so they have to be in compliance with federal and state law
That is correct.
and inspections and everything that
Tank
goes along with
monitoring
that.
systems, the whole 9 yards. Yep.
Kelly, on this one, were there any issues? No? Okay, do I have a motion to close the public hearing? Any other questions?
Not for
Okay.
me, thank you.
Can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second,
Well, Kelly, you want to poll the board?
yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. And now we'll take a
So-
vote.
I make a motion that we
discussion-
approve the application. Oops, sorry.
I'm sorry, discussion and possible vote to approve the application for the underground fuel. Do I have a motion?
I do. So move that we approve the application.
Second,
All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Chief? Yes. You ready?
Yes.
Will be the introduction and swearing in of Officer Katrina, and Chief, you can help me with this.
Mears Glut. Mears Glut.
Where's Glenn? Did I see you at the fair last night?
What was it?
Were you on duty at the
Yeah.
festival? We said hello. Yes. Hi.
Yes.
Hi again.
So these, like I've said in the past, these are the fun nights that we get to come in front of you. It also makes me start to feel a little old when I start hiring people where I've been on the job 5 years with the time they were born. So I'm getting a little long in the tooth. But it's my great. It's my great pleasure to introduce to the board Officer Katrina Mearsquad. So Katrina is a Bartlett graduate. She graduated in 2021. She went to Nichols College, where she received a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. While she was at Nichols College, and this is what's kind of a unique thing, she interned with us at the police department. So we host interns each semester from Nichols. We have a great partnership with them, and Deputy Chief Wentworth does a phenomenal job, along with the folks in the Detective Bureau, of providing a really, really great internship. And it's different every time, but the interns are actually embedded with the detectives, and they get to do a lot of great stuff, and they're right there with them. I think your first day, I think we had a fire and arson, all kinds of it. So it kind of set the ball rolling. So the expectations were high. So she was a phenomenal intern with us. It was at that time she decided that she wanted to join the Webster Police Department, at which point we had our application process, and Katrina obviously blew that whole process away, had a phenomenal interview. She's also volunteered at the Webster Animal Shelter prior to becoming hired with us in the police department. Like I said, she did a phenomenal job passing all the extensive hurdles that we have, the interview process, the backgrounds, and she went to the Boylston / Marlboro Police Academy. They moved about halfway through her time there. in August of 2025. And that's about a 26-week-ish. I might be off a week or two because it seems to change every time they have it. Almost a 6-month process. And then she went to a field training period for about 13, 14 weeks. And she was finished FTO field training in May, and she's been on her own since then. She's been crushing it out there, very proactive at our community engagements events. She was in our community engagements events while she was in the academy and even prior to, which I think shows her level of dedication to the town and the department. So it's my extreme pleasure to introduce Officer Mearsclaw to the Board of Selectmen.
Welcome.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Happy to have you with us.
Yes.
I believe she's going to be pinned by her mom. Is she here? So, all right. So.
Going to sweep her in first.
Oh, okay.
If anyone's taking pictures, take them. Well, I don't know good. Ready? Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear and affirm that you will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent on you as an officer for the Webster Police Department according to the best of your abilities and understanding, agreeable to the town bylaws and the laws of this Commonwealth, so help you God? You all set? Congratulations.
You need to ask Sharon O'Brien to mute herself.
Congratulations. Welcome.
Appreciate the support.
Thank you.
You talk.
Yeah.
So I just want to say again, thank you to the board, Mr. Administrator, for all your support. It means the world to us. Guys and girls behind me do a phenomenal job every day, and Webster's not a tough town to be a police officer in. So we
Excuse me.
appreciate.
Sharon, could you mute yourself because you're making a lot of noise? Sharon?
Sharon?
She's not there.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to just say that we appreciate the support of the town. It means the world to us. Like I said, Webster's not an easy place to be a police officer. It's very challenging, as I've said to the board before. So having the ability to hire officers, good qualified officers, is a tremendous support to the department and a benefit to the town. So I just want to say thank you very much.
And I want to
Thank
say
you,
that
Chief.
the chief and the department do a really outstanding job of recruiting and assessing. It's not easy. It's not easy to get approval from the rank structure and the chief to be a member of the department. So nice job as always, chief.
Thank you. Well, I have a great team, so I'm very fortunate.
Thanks,
Thank
Chief.
Thank you.
Thank everybody.
Can they mute her? Are they able to mute her from here?
Can you mute who's ever's on Bonage?
Maybe she's at her desk now. No? Try her again, maybe? Sounds like she's at the computer now. No?
Hello, someone on a computer is making a lot of noise and it's difficult to hear.
If it's my wife, my son's on the call.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Okay, the next item is a public hearing on the petition for National Grid to install one J-O pole on May Street, beginning at a point approximately 240 feet northwest of the center line of the intersection of Rice Road, Webster, Mass. Install new pole on May Street to extend secondary and remove an overhead trespass going over the roof of 10 May Street. Do I have a motion to open this public hearing?
So move.
Second.
Can I have a poll?
Selectman Davies?
Yes.
Selectman Davis?
Yes.
Selectman Rogers?
Yes.
Chairman Clifford?
Yes. Do we have anyone here or on Vonage that could explain the one J0 pole installation? Is there anyone here from National Grid?
Oh, sorry. Hey, hello.
Hi.
Yes, yes.
Hi,
Good
can you
evening.
provide a description of what you're going to be doing?
Of course. Good evening. My name is
Good
Chris
evening.
Nolan, design engineer for National Grid.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, welcome. So, requesting approval for pool P-1 because the house at 8 Main Street is located at the end of an alley and cannot be served in the same practical manner of typical street front property. And the current service line is at 8 Main Street, currently crosses over a neighbor's roof. This is not practical in a long-term standpoint in terms of safety, maintenance, and access. So if the neighbor needs roof work, gutter work, or side work, or emergency, so the service conductor creates that unnecessary conflict. So the reason why we need pool P2-1 is to provide the proper support to relocate the service off of the neighbor's roof and service the house at number 8 directly and safely.
Okay,
That's pretty much the reason why we need to erect pool P-1, sorry.
are there any questions from the board?
None from me.
Looks straightforward.
Yeah, it looks straightforward to me. Do you have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Kelly, you want to pause?
Selectman Davies?
Yes.
Selectman Davis?
Yes.
Selectman Rogers?
Yes.
Chairman Clifford?
Yes. Motion carries. Now, we'll have a discussion, and possible vote to approve the petition for National Grid to install the one JO pole that's on May Street. Is there any discussion, further questioning? No?
I move that we approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you for joining us and explaining what you're doing. It's been approved.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, excuse me.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Philippe Cravo. I was here for the first public hearing, but the meeting was muted, and I'm not sure if you guys addressed the first public hearing for the 415 Main Street property, South Main Street.
Yes, we did. We approved that.
Okay, perfect. No, it was muted, so I didn't hear what was going on, so I just wanted to confirm that.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Yep, thank you for asking. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing on the transfer application for the annual all liquor license submitted by Island Road Dockside LLC, doing business as Dockside, located at 103 Birch Island Road, Webster, Mass. The description of the premises is as follows. There's a crawl space, 3 rooms and porch on the first floor, and 5 rooms and porch on the second floor. And there's an outside deck, which is 21 by 44 of 2.5-story building. Do I have a motion to open this public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Kelly, would you poll the board?
Selectman Davies?
Yes.
Selectman Davis?
Yes.
Selectman Rogers?
Yes.
Chairman Clifford?
Yes, motion carries. Would somebody come up and talk about this? Explain what you're doing. Welcome.
Thank you.
Could you talk into the mic, please?
My name is Nicholas Scola. I'm one of the partners.
My name is Brooke Mayo. I'm also a partner.
And Chad Goslin, partner as well.
And just explain what you're going to be doing here.
So full liquor restaurant, looking to do entertainment 7 days a week, open from 11:30 in the morning until 8 o'clock on the weekends, till 9:30 on the, weekdays, 8 o'clock, 9:30 on the weekends, and then depending what bar looks like, but realistically trying to get out of there by 11 o'clock the latest.
Any questions?
So this application is for a liquor license and it will also allow food, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And this
Has
is,
any of you have had any experience in this, any of you had any experience in this industry before?
Yes. Yep. I've had about 14 years in the industry, and you've had about 5 or 6. And
I've been in the industry about 30 years. Different businesses, 30 years.
this is a historic place in
Mhm.
Webster.
It is. Trying to rebrand it back to where it should be.
Are you going to be making any changes to the building?
So
not constructurally, just basically did a full facelift, paint, decor, and just brightened up the vibe a little bit in there.
Yeah, it is a historic
And
place.
It's a very cool building for sure.
Any menu changes or anything?
Definitely menu changes. We have a full cocktail menu, and we revamped the entire food menu, and we're keeping the pizzas. So.
Dare I say, are you keeping Mary?
Yeah, keeping Mary. I heard she's still there.
Yeah, I think that was my first question. Does Mary know yet?
Yeah.
Will you be keeping the docks?
Yep.
Boat
Yep.
club?
yeah, so those are going to be open. Obviously, what we've heard from the past was they were rented out, but we're going to keep them open to the public for the boaters to come in and obviously enjoy the food and come dock there and eat versus renting them out to random people.
Right. Well, as Selectman Davies said, it's an historic place. To be frank with you, as someone who lives on the lake, it'd be nice to have a second place for food and drink and entertainment. So if it is done correctly.
Okay.
And
Any other comments,
everything
questions?
is, everything is in order, I guess?
Well, I'll ask when we vote on it.
And then the same restrictions as the last time. I think it just says no alcohol served after 11, which you've already stated. No piped in or live music on deck except for a wedding ceremony. And then it looks like globe lights and candles, floodlights to face the lake. So all the same things with that.
So when you say the 11 o'clock, is that just off the deck in general
It
or
looks
liquor
like
license?
it's off the deck from what I can.
Correct. Okay, that's what I thought too.
say.
Yeah, definitely being
Yeah.
off the deck by 11 no matter what. And then like I
Yeah.
said, we're going to be probably out of there anyway, customer wise, by 11 anyway, because we don't want that riffraff crowd.
Yeah.
We're good with that.
Anything else? Do you have a motion to close
Well-
this public hearing?
No one else here, right? For it.
Are there any questions or just any
The-
comments made by those
The,
in
the only
attendance?
other question that I have, when you say the piping and music, just to kind of get clarity on that, are we able to have entertainers on the deck performing as far as like Rock the
that-
Dock?
So is that a whole different license?
Yeah, that would be encompassed within the entertainment license, which
Okay.
is still,
Which, yeah,
you
which
still
I
need
know
to
is
file
in there.
for. right?
Yep, okay.
In the entertainment license, there would have to be another public hearing with a 2-week notice. So abutters have an opportunity to comment.
On the deck or in general, entertainment?
On the-
general.
In general.
In general.
In general, the entertainment license in general. And that, just so you know, that requires a 2-week notice before the hearing can be
So
held.
is that Rock the Dock as well?
Yes.
Okay.
You looked at me like I said something.
No, no,
wrong.
I was just a little confused by
Yeah.
that.
Because we were told, well, we can.
I wasn't confused by Mr. Rogers, I was confused as to what the confusion.
Because
Right.
we've already signed on Rock the Dock because it was under the impression that we could do the entertainment license as part of everything, not the 2 weeks notice. So we've been personally paying. Hasn't been happening, but
Who gave you that impression?
just when we've been down this way, meetings wise, whether it was meeting with Kelly or just
Oh, then-
talking in general.
Well,
Kelly, I'm
it's not
just
really
curious,
serious.
was that?
Would be a separate hearing.
Okay, all right, so. I'm just making sure that.
I thought that was
there wasn't
after this meeting. Like I thought we were going to meet separately. That's what we were told. We were
any-
gonna
I
meet
just
separately.
can't, I can't hear you.
We were going to meet separately after this meeting
Okay. you
about
went-
the entertainment, but it
Oh,
was
you and
not a
Kelly
2
to kinda-
weeks. But it wasn't a 2 weeks, another hearing. So that's why I'm just a little, that's news to me today. That's all. Because we were on, yeah. So, because like I said, we've been paying $11.35 for the last 6 weeks.
Kelly, just to clarify, we're approving the liquor license, and that would include the food.
The common victular license.
And what's the process for the entertainment license?
The process would be to receive a letter and like a floor plan, a drawing that has all the entertainment, shows where, what the hours are, days, times, what types of entertainment, they're all separate, so the DJ, karaoke, live music, in the list. The letters need to be notified 2 weeks before the public hearing because it is a public hearing.
Okay. And once, if we approve it this evening, then it would go up to the safety, to ABCC,
The liquor license has to go to the ABCC
and they'll have to approve it. Yeah. Okay. Any comments by those in attendance?
Do I have to walk up to the mic? Or can you hear me from here? Whatever.
If you can talk that loud, that's fine.
I'll try. Michael O'Brien, 45 Walkerville Road. We're in favor of this application. And it's a transfer license, is that correct? So with all the things that Kelly was mentioning about the entertainment permits, from that all be transferred at once?
Those are not transferable.
Okay. And I know he's for it because he smiled when Brooke said to keep it pizza.
Yes, even definitely.
Any other comments? Do you have a comment?
Maybe milkshakes still.
Okay, I'll consider that.
Okay, any other comments or questions from the board? Do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, the next item is to discuss
You take a vote on closing.
and take a possible vote to approve the transfer application.
We have to close, we
Take a
have to
vote on
vote.
closing the meeting.
We need Kelly.
You have a motion and a second to close the
Oh,
meeting. but not
yeah,
vote.
Kelly, would you poll the board? Sorry.
Selectman Davies?
Yes.
Selectman Beatrice?
Yes.
Selectman Rogers?
Yes.
Selectman Claiborne?
Yes. And now we'll take a vote to actually approve the transfer application for Island Road Dockside LLC. Your business is Dockside, located at 103 Birch Island Road. Do I have a motion to make a vote?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Next item is a discussion and possible vote to approve the application for a special one-day alcohol license submitted by St. Louis Church, 14 Lake Street, Webster, Mass. 01570, for a fundraiser to be held on Saturday, June 12th, 2026 at 6 p.m. Kelly, anything unusual about this? Everything in order?
One of those things they do every year.
I make a motion, we approve the application for the special one-day alcohol license.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is another special one-day alcohol license submitted by St. Louis Church, 14 Lake Street, Webster, Mass. For a summer barbecue to be held on Saturday, July 10th, 2026 at 4 p.m. Do I have any discussion?
Everything's in order?
Can I have a motion?
Make a
So-
motion, we approve the
Second.
special one day.
Second.
Any discussion on this? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is another special one-day alcohol license submitted by Gladys E. Kelly Library, 2 Lake Street, Webster, Mass. 01570, for a fundraiser to be held on Wednesday, September 23rd, 2026, from 5 to 8 p.m. Kelly, everything in order on this one? Okay, do I have a motion?
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
It says 5 to 8 p.m. If things are going great and they stay till 8:30, are they in some sort of violation or?
We'll ask the police detail. Make sure they
Okay,
close
just
it down
curious.
at 8.
Okay.
Hard
And
stop
I
on
think
the
this-
alcohol sales at 8 o'clock.
Yes.
Linger, but no more.
Well, the
Last
library-
call is 7:59. Can we put that?
And this is one I guess I should abstain from since I'm chairing the committee for this.
This one?
Yes.
Then you damn well better. be
Well,
done by
the library normally closes at 8 o'clock. I think that's why.
Yes. And they want to be out, so I think we're
And
good.
that's enough time for, drinking.
Just curious.
Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
One
Yeah, one
abs-
abstention.
one
And
abstention.
oh, that's right, one abstention. Kelly, you better poll this then.
For that? Okay.
Yeah.
Selectman Davis.
Abstain.
Selectman Music.
Yes.
Selectman Rogers.
Yes.
Karen Becker.
Yes. And the next item is a vote to request special legislation for an all alcohol package store license for GT Legacy Group doing business as Pine View Liquors. And this was voted on at the May 11th, 2026 town meeting and approved. Do I have is there any discussion on this? Actually, do I have a motion to approve this?
Well,
Second?
second.
Any discussion on this item?
So this essentially is just, we're petitioning for an extra one. They're going to keep it at that location. It can't be transferred and all that. And then it'll probably have to go in front of the planning board and all that other stuff, or?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Actually,
understanding is it can't be.
I don't
trans-
think it needs site plan approval.
Oh, cool.
No,
Okay.
But it will,
Changing the parking lot or something.
yeah.
Okay.
But the license will be address specific.
For add
Yes.
that. And that's got like 5 spots in it. So as long as it's there. Okay.
And once you, presuming you make the vote to move forward, this would be put in the hands of town council, obviously, to prepare a draft
Okay.
legislation to go, probably pass through our state senator or representative
Yeah.
on our behalf.
I think there was
The
a
business owner.
letter in our packet.
I did a letter for the board to sign that will go to.
To-
One step ahead of
She
me.
is.
She's one step ahead of me as always.
See, and you wonder if we ever look at these packets.
Yes.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? No? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. The next item is discussion to review the Board of Selectmen's liquor license violation policy.
A copy of that policy is in your packet. I think the question
Yes.
obviously comes down to the liquor law violations and the offenses. And I don't have to refresh your memory, but I'm going to anyway, that most recent hearing we had for where the board found a violation and felt like your hands were tied by the particular thresholds didn't seem quite appropriate for the severity. So I know there's been some conversation about simply having one or two lines, just providing a latitude for the board for more severe sanction if you feel it's necessary.
Well, Mr. Chair, through the chair, maybe this is a sort of a two-step process. Maybe the first one is to do what town administrator just pointed out, so that we have some flexibility the next time something comes up without going through the angst, but then maybe take a longer view, maybe with some help. I think, was it ABCC that said they could help us, or somebody?
Yeah, I had said that I had spoken to an attorney up at ABCC, and they just told me if we wanted some more education on the authority that our board holds for administering the liquor law violations, and they would be willing to put something together and provide the education.
And that's, in my view,
If that's what we would like.
in my view, that's probably a pretty good idea.
I like
I'd love to know
that,
where
Yeah, see what
these
we can.
guidelines sit compared to what they think and what other towns do. And if maybe we're missing something here that we should be aware of.
I think it's a good idea to take another look at the violation and what happens with various offenses, because we need to write in some flexibility.
Yeah,
There isn't any, just,
There is absolutely no flexibility, and, technically, for the first offense, it's just a basic slap on the wrist,
right.
3 days.
and if it's egregious,
Yeah.
there's nothing that tells
Right.
us that.
That's right.
Yeah, this wasn't selling one drink after hours, you're right.
Right.
So,
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So at least some flexibility language that says, if it's an egregious, and this is what egregious means.
Yeah.
Do we want to speak to our town attorney and have some language put together?
I'd be happy to do that. I'm sure it won't take long. As Tom and I did speak to him during this process, so I'm sure he'd be more than happy to give us the appropriate line or two or lines.
And then,
For your next meeting, we'll have that on.
okay, and then if the board wants, I can call the attorney back and tell them that, and find out what kind of education we can get. And explain that we'd like to know what our authority is here, what we can do, and provide some examples of what other towns do.
Yeah. I like that. We definitely need more than what we have, so it'd be good to figure out what we can do.
Yeah, because I'm not really sure what we have, what powers we have,
Right.
how far we can go. Okay.
So do we need a motion or just?
I will presume to ask counsel for some language to
Yeah,
accompany what we have, and then longer
I'll call
game plan,
ABCC.
Tom can deal with that.
Perfect.
Okay. Next item is discussion to determine when to discuss fiscal year 2027 goals. We didn't have any goals this year, and I think it's a good idea if we establish some goals, short-term, long-term goals. And I want to get some feedback from the board as to whether they also feel we need goals, and how we're going to establish those goals. I think we had too many last time, and we didn't really prioritize. Given the fact that we had so many, we really didn't do a good job prioritizing what we thought was of most importance.
Right.
And I'd like to have, try to have these in place by the fall. Is that okay with everybody?
I'm just curious how you view the process to get there.
Well, I was going to suggest that we have a separate meeting for that. Have everybody submit goals that they think are important, and then decide which ones are important. The question I have is, how many goals is a good number, but I want to say we had, about 20 goals.
There's a lot.
There were a lot.
There's a lot of goals, yeah.
And there were apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we've discussed this before. I think some of those goals were more duties
Yeah,
as opposed to
Yeah.
goals.
right.
So,
But, you know, I think once you have the strategic master plan, then it's going to be a lot easier to look at and do an action plan every year. And what Mr. Chairman and I were faced with in terms of laying out how we're going to evaluate the town administrator, we went to executive qualities because we didn't have goals. And I think there's maybe 5 or 6 things that we can agree are really important goals for the year that would be in addition to executive qualities that you look at in an evaluation, so.
Yeah, and I thought that not only did we have too many goals last time, but if you really took a good look at them, like some of the lake goals, some of those weren't really goals and objectives that you might have put under a general goal. So what I'd like is for everybody to just come back with their set of goals, what they think were important. And then we can decide when we're going to have a separate meeting. And what I would suggest is that we highlight the ones that we think are important. And the ones that, Rick, I'm assuming that you would provide some too, once we put ours together.
Yes, I'm always provide some comments myself in terms of what I think goals should be. I think what will come out of that meeting is I'm sure there's going to be a lot of similar thoughts, but kind of wrapping that up into an articulate goal that we can then focus on. I think that's always the challenge, is putting it all together and wrapping it up with one ribbon for us.
Okay, so if everybody can bring goals in for the next meeting, then we'll set a date to sit down and just focus on those goals. Any other comments on goals?
nope, not for me.
Okay, we have these board and committee reappointments that we have to approve? Okay, renewed?
Members that would like to continue to serve.
I'm sorry, say that again?
They're board members that would like to continue
Oh,
to
okay.
be board members.
And these expired June 30th, right? So that's why we have to
Yes,
approve them.
That's a good point. Right, most boards and committees that tend to be, or actually licenses are January 1, so that's what I'm kind of used to thinking about. So when I see fiscal year, it's like for appointments. So they're all June 30th. I'm surprised we don't have more, you know? I know that goes to the next section with vacancies. So,
Does that mean that there are more vacancies that people have been asked and they decided to step down?
No, there's other board members that will be up next year,
Yeah.
the year after that have just been.
Because these are, sorry, but 3-year terms, I think. Yeah.
most of them.
Yeah, so,
And I need to point out that there are 2 selectmen on some of these boards, so
Yeah.
we'll have to
Right.
step back.
Well, we could take them one at a time then.
Do we need to do that?
I'm
I don't
looking, I'm
think we
going
have
through
to.
it to determine if we need.
I think I'd just pull out both of
Well,
ours.
you got
to, like-
EDC, I'm on EDC, I'm on the trustees of the Soldiers and Sailors Monuments. Historical Commission.
Yeah, so it's the Historical Commission and then it's the Economic Development one.
Well, I'll make a motion to reappoint everyone except for the Historical Commission, Elaine Davies, and the Economic Development Committee, Scott Dietzig.
Second?
Do we have,
Yeah. Okay.
so second.
Second, yeah.
I
okay.
seconded that we
Okay.
pull those 2 names out.
So yeah, we're pulling those.
Which 2 are we pulling out again? Elaine and you? Okay.
Yeah.
That way we can do those separately.
Second.
Which ones are you going to do separately?
Elaine,
Yeah.
and Scott.
Historical Commission and
Yes,
Economic
Historical
Development
Commission.
Commission. Just put them on the side for 2 seconds.
Historical Commission,
And-
trustees, and the EDC.
I think Kelly
No,
understands.
no, just the Historical Commission and the Economic Development Committee, just on the side. And then
Yeah.
we can make a motion to approve everything else.
Okay, now just abstain. Because I'm on the trustees of the soldiers and EDC.
Oh, where's your name?
This is,
Your name
Well-
isn't here.
I'll just,
Wait a minute, maybe I'm looking at the wrong one.
I mean, considering none of you get paid for any of
you know
these.
what, I don't
There's no
I don't
conflict
think
of
I have to
interest.
accuse myself on this
You
anyway.
could just,
I'm not gonna, no, I'm not gonna accuse myself.
Can we vote for ourselves, or is this something we have to abstain on?
no, of course, yeah,
I can vote
you
for
can vote for
myself.
yourself, yes.
Then we should withdraw our
okay, I'll
motion.
withdraw that.
Yeah,
And we'll just
Okay,
vote.
I make a
en
motion that
masse.
we approve the slate of board and committee reappointments as presented.
Second.
okay, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Well done.
Motion, any opposed? Motion
Okay.
carries. Thank
We're
you.
just trying to be so
Yes.
honest and
I know, I
upfront here. Really, total
We're kinda getting-
transparency.
Okay, yeah.
I'm kind of getting caught up in the bootstraps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
It's better to be hyper
next
careful.
item is discussion on the Strategic Master Planning Committee and appoint committee members. Elaine?
Okay, well, I'm happy to announce that we are ready to appoint and to convene Webster Strategic Master Plan Committee. And I've been working with Courtney Friedland on an organizational meeting to be held on Wednesday, June 24th at 6 PM over in the community room in the police department. And we're grateful that the town gave us some resources. We have a consultant lined up. We're working on the final contract with her, and it's Barbara Alevris from Sage Consulting. Barbara was the consultant for the library strategic plan, and in my opinion, that's a really good example of a plan that's been used since it was put together. She's going to help us with how gathering and synthesis of information, and she's going to give us some templates on how to actually do a strategic goal, objectives, and action plans. And a reminder to everyone that this is a strategic master plan, and that means a strategic plan to further Webster over 10 years. That includes an update to the master plan. And I think just a reminder that the master plan is required by state law, and we did ours 12 years ago, so this is an update, and we need it for state funding. In the 10 or so other plans we have in Webster, some of which are very recent, there's a lot of information that's available to us, and so we don't want to reinvent the wheel. What's going to be really crucial is reaching out to certain focus groups. We would want to put together a group dealing with business, a group dealing with the broad spectrum of the community, and also a group dealing with government committees, some committee chairs, some of the department heads, and other key people. And Barbara's really good at focus groups, and this is a way we're looking forward to use her expertise there. As you know, we're set to meet on June 16th to complete the vision that we started last year. Barbara's going to be sending us some information and will guide us through that process. And I've asked our chairman to then present that at the meeting on June 24th. I want to make sure that the community, that Webster knows that it's the intention of the Board of Selectmen to make this a living strategic plan. And we're going to ask the committee to recommend processes, goals to facilitate that. And I know that we're committed, as we just talked about, laying out yearly goals and actions that come from the strategic. Long and gone, it's still operating and being used. At the first Strategic Master Plan Committee, we're going to look at the Webster demographics and the kind of information that we have available, and then what we're going to need in terms of information. And I'm asking that we keep this on the agenda of the Board of Selectmen so that as things come out of the SMPC, we can get it to you. So if we need a decision or we need some guidance on which way to go, we can get that.
It would
And-
also be nice to get some feedback on, what's happening with the master plan.
Oh, yeah, and then the whole thing, everything the committee does, as we get our reports out, here's what people are saying. I want you to see that information. As we start doing goals, I want you to see that information too. So the members of for appointment to the Strategic Master Plan Committee are the following: Elaine Davis from the Board of Selectmen, Devin Avery, Conservation Committee, Caitlin Moran, Finance Committee, Rena Claybert, Library Board of Trustees, Dan Moran, Planning Board, Carol Marchand, Recreation Committee, Monique Pierangeli, School Administration, John Milas from the Webster Dudley Oxford Chamber of Commerce with Dominic Lebrandi, who's the current president, as an alternate, Jessica Sabine from the Webster Dudley Business Association with Dr. Kellen Snow as her alternate, Paula Framboise from the Webster Lake Association, Karen Snow, who is a community at-large representative, and Rick is going to be the ex officio member. And so I'm going to ask the board to approve those. And I'll say that we have 12 people, that's a lot. But since we're going to be reaching out to other people to get information, I don't think we need to expand the list. So when you look at vacancies, I'm not suggesting we add any more people to this particular committee. So can I have I guess we need a motion to approve to appoint this committee. As long as I got it right? Those were all the names. Okay.
So I move that we appoint the committee for the strategic master plan as presented by Selectman Davies.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay.
Thank you for
Lot
the
of work.
update.
Thank you.
Good job. Rick, town administrator report?
Yes, a few things. I'll try to be brief. Number one, Bryan Road. I think word processing took its toll on me. This should have been more of an update. This end of this past week or today, our attorney was going to be filing his pre-trial conference briefing, and Thompson Council has 45 days to reply to that, for which our council has a period of time as of yet undesignated or undetermined to reply to that. So at this moment, it's just paperwork going back and forth, and there's no date yet set for any trial. And don't hold your breath, but but the process remains in motion. Our office, as you can see downstairs, the town clerk's office is up and running. I think has been very well received. Our office is being painted. Some of it's painted already. The town custodial staff and DPW are working basically after hours to on that, as well as you wouldn't have been in there. We keep it locked. It's such a precious place at the moment. It's like they call it like a pickleball court, if anybody's interested. So the carpet is being laid little by little. Painting is done. So we expect, and half done by probably within 2 weeks. We should be.
Are they making any
2 weeks,
changes?
2 weeks. Well, the workstations are going to be, closer. There's going to be a workstation as soon as you walk in the door. It'll be a half door, so people will be, rather than a full walk-in door, although, but to be determined. I think we'll see how the activity goes. So it's going to be definitely more customer-friendly. So there'll be the 2 workstations. I really was hoping to try to get some small meeting table in there, where it's to be determined. The office looks smaller and smaller every time you go in there. So we're still holding out hope that we can get a small work area in there. But that's the primary focus, obviously, is comfortable workstations. And then we'll see what else we might be able to include. In our town hall entranceways, everybody's been, I obviously noticed the work that's going on each side of the building. The side over here, the east side is completed. And part of that the point of that is to deal with the drainage issues, which keeps their feet wet down in the basement every time we have a significant rain or snow melt. So those days should be behind us. I think it's probably next week. They should be starting with the temporary ramp over on the west side of the building where our main parking area is. As recently as today, our engineer has had some conversation with the contractor about maybe how to approach temporary handicap access, but there will be some temporary handicap access next week as they start pulling that apart outside. So we're still looking at a few weeks. July 9th is the contractual deadline for substantial completion. So it's going to look like a whole new place.
I know
It look like a whole new old place. is what it'll look like.
there's still a lot of junk in front of the building, but from what I can see, it looks nice.
It's coming along. A lot of it you can't see to the naked eye. Some of it is construction and support that you don't see it, but it's been there 100 years for a reason, but it needs a little help. So again, it's one of those things that to the extent that bureaucrats can get excited about stuff, this is pretty good stuff. Nipmuc Ski Club. I gave you an update of where we were, and I included this week about some of our prior conversations with the club, going back to May, actually going back to April and then May, where we had a meeting with Joey Wigglesworth, the town planner, and I had a conversation with two members of the group who were very clear they wanted to work with us. We haven't heard anything from them since. We did have a follow-up email because we hadn't heard anything from them since. And what I had thought is that their silence was essentially that they may have found another place to be. That appears not to be the case. I did have a phone conversation with someone from the DOT last week, and to make sure there weren't any issues in terms of DOT concerns with us putting those barriers that would prevent motorized vehicles from being launched off the beach there. We cleared up any concerns with regard to that. I think most of us are aware that there was activity out there. Essentially, everything but launching vehicles from that location. So I kind of look at that as more of a slap in the face, personally. So the DOT is having a meeting tomorrow, a staff meeting, and this is going to be on their agenda. I spoke to the gentleman today, so hopefully later in the week I'll have some better information on how to proceed here. I've got a couple different ideas as to how to deal with this. It's unfortunate, but we can't be ignored.
Right.
We can very, very happy to try to work with people and find temporary solutions and amicable ways to approach things, but apparently that's not everybody's idea. So again, this was written last week before the weekend, and it seems like the intention is not to change.
I think they're there tonight too. I think they're there tonight too.
really?
It looked like when I drove.
Maybe I'll drive
Well,
down.
So where are they launching from now? Do we know?
I don't know.
I don't know what they were both there,
I don't
the
know.
jump is there.
Right.
But the jumps, it's not put out. It's there, but it's
It's in
not
the
put out.
water.
It's,
Yeah, but
And
you can't
there were a
use it
lot
on
of
those.
people-
It's not pulled out to where they would jump.
no, and there were a lot of people on Saturday, but they weren't there that long.
No.
And then they left. And
They're not using it for skiing.
yeah. It's a shame. They did some nice shows for the town at the
Sure.
beach.
Well, I think one of the considerations too is that we're not talking about, Webster constituents the way I think was once
Right.
prevalent.
When my wife was young, she was a teenager and she was part of it, and it was mostly Webster. You had some others and all that, but now it's just everything's out of town.
And I'm not
There's
obviously taking,
so much history when
I'm
you
not
say
taking
that.
names and head counts, but there's no one on the board of directors from Webster.
Yeah.
And half of them are not in Massachusetts residents. So I'm disappointed, but I'm not sure. I'm not gonna, go to someone's home and have a fireside chat with them. I mean, I can only do what I can do, and I'm not groveling, okay? The town has regulations to enforce that this town has voted. We don't do things because we choose to. We do things because they're requirements of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts or the voters of Webster.
I just think it's sad that there hasn't been an approach back to us.
I'm
That really is
Right. Oh,
sad.
absolutely. That is.
I'm disappointed,
Yeah.
because I'm sure we could have
Yeah.
found some way to approach this to give them more time to,
I'm sorry that they ignored your offering to sit down and work
Yeah.
something out.
Yeah.
It's the young skiers are the ones that get hurt by this.
Right, and I'm told that there are other outlets in Webster on the lake for youngsters to avail themselves of those activities. So it's not, if this was an exclusive offering through the NIPMUC, I think that it might cause us a little more thought. I don't know for sure, but at some point we have to enforce the town's laws. And it'd be nice to think we could do it in an amicable way, because as you know, from your own roles, licensing authority, and you'd like to do things nicely if you can, but ultimately things have to get done. So I don't know, maybe someone's listening tonight and will give me a call, but as I say, I'm talking to DOT again, either probably not till Wednesday, from what's my understanding. And I hope we don't have to go down the same route like we did with Bryan Road and get into a little more aggressive approach. I don't want to do that, but at some point you have to. So forget everything I wrote last week. Means nothing anymore. So I'm gonna the next item here is fireworks, and hey, good news. Forget everything else you've heard today. Okay, this week we have good news. Fireworks, which are rather pricey, up over $30,000 now, are going to be at July 2nd at Memorial Beach. And Webster First Federal Credit Union is donating the proceeds for the town to shoot off their fireworks. So it's really good because we weren't really sure where we were going to get the money. a couple months back, Carol Marchand, who organizes this, she does this every year. She comes to me and says, "You're going to sign the contract this year?" And it's like, and of course, you have a program that's July 4th, July 3rd, 4th, the beginning of one fiscal year, and you're at a point in the budget process when you have to sign a contract where you're really not sure how you're going to be able to fund it. So, but there's no way we weren't going to have fireworks this year, and so we collectively figured, you know what? We're going to have to figure something out, but we're going to sign the contract and have fireworks. So this is not just a wonderful thing for the community, but it sure didn't hurt me. Okay, and the rest of they reached out to us. We didn't go looking for them. They just reached out to us. And the woman whose name I note in here, Lauren Conti, I think some of you do know her. She's very active in the business association. The conduit of this donation will be through the veterans and the VFW, because they have to provide fund. They can't provide funding to government. They can only provide funding to not-for-profits. So the VFW is going to be the technical recipient of the donation, and we will be receiving that donation from the VFW, which is a convoluted way of saying thank you to Webster First Federal Union. So tomorrow morning, there is a check. Not sure exactly how they're going to do it. If it's going to be a massive check or if it's just going to be a handshake. I don't know. I'm not privy to those inner workings. It's going to be at 9 o'clock at I told you this earlier. At 41 East Main Street. I did tell, reply and said that I expect some board members to be there. I'm not sure how many, but I said the chairman at the very least will be there. So be ready, Tom. So anyway, that's really great news. And I make a few quick notes about health insurance here. And usually I even though it's a big part of what we do here, we have a piece of this that's coming together. I think a few months back, the board agreed to enter into a joint purchase, a risk-sharing pool with a couple of the towns who are already in our health group. And then since then, both the towns of Dudley and Charlton have agreed to join us. They've basically running from their current health insurance consortium, which is, I won't use the word, but it's struggling financially, to put it that way. So we were very happy to have the towns of Dudley, Charlton, not just the school district. And there's some, it's coming down to the wire, but we now do have their agreement with the participation agreement that we have in place. But there's some minor tweaking. So that's coming to fruition. That's a big relief because, as you know, the current model we have with MSHG was basically everybody's effectively self-insured. And a couple of years back, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but as the chairman of MSHG, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but a couple of years back, I had looked at, talked to a lot of the local administrators about a local joint purchase group. And basically because I thought we may need a place to go with the direction that MSHG was going in, that we might need to create ourselves an alternative. Well, the way it's worked out, I think you're aware at this point, is that we think we've got the best of both worlds. The big group for economies of scale and the more local group for risk sharing. We didn't foresee that 2 years ago. Initially, this type of local risk sharing group is going to be the exit strategy. Now it's part of a larger, I don't want to call it a strategy, but yeah, all right, we'll call it a strategy to try to get the best of two principles here. So it's pretty huge, and it's coming together at the last minute with these other two towns signing on, and they really have really good risk experience. So they're gonna help some of us. So,
Rick, how does this impact your role?
Well, basically, some of this is to be determined how it affects my role. Right now, I'm the chairman of MSHG. The vice chair happens to be the superintendent of the Dudley Charlton Regional School District. So I'm assuming that at least for the foreseeable future, Steve LaMarche is the gentleman's name, who's the vice chairman, who's also the superintendent of the Dudley Charlton Regional School District. So as it happens, we're both in both groups. So in considering they're not coming out of the woodwork to help Steve and I, what I suspect is going to happen is I'll probably continue to deal with MSHG as chair, and Steve LaMarche doesn't know it yet. Well, he may know it intuitively, but I suspect he's going to be willing to take the reins in the more local JPA. he and I haven't talked about it yet, but I think we both know where this is going. So I'm not sure who's going to have the bigger headache, but so this is the fact that it's come to fruition, and it's come to fruition the way we want it to, even though it's kind of coming down to the wire for the end of June. Is if we weren't in a risk sharing pool, I'd be nervous. I've been nervous, but the way that our claims have been tracking the last couple of years, we're right on the margin of being in the in the black. So the timing is good. It's not what and how I envisioned 2 years ago, but I'd like to think we might be a little bit out front in this marketplace in municipal. We're behind in some things, but I think we're hopefully ahead in a few other things. But
So Rick, this idea of JPAs inside a big JPA, right? I mean, it's,
yeah,
I don't know that it's unique, but it's certainly not it's not common right now. But in terms of your role, as if more of this happens, it'll just hopefully give you fewer cats to herd, right? That you'll be herding a JPA as opposed to individual towns.
that actually is a very good way of putting it. The more these more regional groups, North Worcester County, maybe Central Worcester County, it's better to deal with, like you said, like 3 or 4 small, larger entities, but 3 or 4 interests than 13. I mean, when you say herding cats, it is herding cats. Yes.
Well, good job, good work.
Now, well, we've had some really, really good people working hard on it. So, but we pay them to do that. We pay them well. So it's not like doesn't make our lives much easier, but we pay them well. So,
Yeah, good job.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time and energy. But
You know, just one more thing. I think it's you said good job. I think that it's important to point out is that this JPA was less than 2 years ago and in serious trouble in terms of where it stood in terms of claims versus premiums coming in. And with Rick's leadership, found a new broker to run this JPA, and they've done a really good job of
that was
getting us.
that was the key.
Yeah.
Because this would have been defunct.
Yeah.
And we would have we would have had 13, well, actually 16 or 17 entities at that time, all trying to escape liability.
Yeah.
In fact, we probably would have been one of them.
It would have been easy to run.
Yeah.
And
And what would have happened? I don't know. I think you probably have, Harvard Pilgrim probably in litigation with all of us, a third-party administrator in litigation. And by the way, how's that make someone else want to insure you? I mean, the implications were unprecedented.
And who knows if we would have found other partners, we could have been out there on our own. So anyway, good job in the fact that it would have been easy to run. So thank you.
Like I said, we have a really good, one of the reasons that a couple of years ago where I put my foot forward, well, 2 reasons. Number one, people wanted someone else to put a foot backwards. But I thought we had the ability because Courtney had been involved. We had a finance director who I think is one of the few human beings on the planet who understands, government accounting as well as, insurance claims. It's a narrow group of people who understand these things. So I thought that just from an internal staffing standpoint, we probably had the best ability versus the other communities. And the reality too is that now I do it myself. When you have your peers that are willing to take the lead on things, you pretty much say, thank God, okay? And I think to some extent, for me, this is someone else's, thank God someone's doing this.
Mhm.
But it's also 11% of our budget.
Right.
It's almost $8 million is our, so, and I'm actually a little surprised. No, I'll probably leave it alone.
Okay.
Anyway.
Thank you too, Courtney.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
And Tim. Tim does a
Kelly.
great job.
Thank you all.
And we have really, we've really stuck Tina Landry with, she's, in terms of our help, our administration, she actually used to work in that industry before she came to the town, so I think we're most prepared of anybody in the group to lead this, and we'll see if that continues. And financial forecast, we've got our forecast updated. I think we've all kind of, I'm trying to take a few weeks off here from a mental standpoint before we get back to taking a look at what this means. There's a few factors, forecast factors, like your big ones, health insurance, and other things that, you have to plug the number on the spreadsheet and it does all the work for you. And the question is how bad is it going to look? It's not, is it going to look bad? It's going to, by nature of the exercise, when you're trying to be conservative on both ends, revenue and forecasting, it's not going to look good. But it's a tool that really, it's easier for all of us to sit around in a room at a tri-board meeting and at least understand the factors, not, and for us to walk into a room, we have to know exactly what we're talking about. If we're going to project X amount for something, we want to tell everybody why, and have everybody nod their heads and say, yeah, I get that. So that's hate to say it, but that's going to be something that we're going to be looking at this summer, and it just doesn't end, does it? So, and Water Sewer Commission recommendation. We did have Tom and I met with we're president of the Water Commission, Sewer Commission meeting last week. One of the agenda items was the question as to whether or not what it was a fairly general agenda item in terms of talking about town departments being charged for water and sewer utilization. The conversation did not end with any vote by the commission. It was more of just a general discussion, which I thought was a pretty good discussion. And there was some conversation about whether or not there's going to be further research done to help justify or make a recommendation to the Board of Selectmen. Were they going to pursue that in terms of more research? That was part of the conversation. Ultimately, there wasn't any vote of any kind. If this goes further and if there's going to be more conversation, I would certainly maybe want to have school administration involved too, but it's premature right now to know if there's going to be any further discussion. So I thought there'd be maybe something a little more concrete to report when I wrote this last week, but I'm not disappointed that there's nothing more concrete to report, but I think it was a good discussion, and I think I got my points across. I don't want to speak for you, Tom, but I think Tom was able to get his thoughts across too. So I don't have anything else at the moment. You better adjourn quickly because I'll keep coming up with things.
Do we need to accept?
I'll make a motion
Usually have a
to,
motion to accept. Just
yeah, I'll make
accept.
a motion to accept the town administrator report.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Rick.
Board vacancies. Finance Committee. 4 members, 1 appointed by the Board of Selectmen, 2 appointed by the moderator. Historical Commission, 2 full members appointed by the Board of Selectmen. The alternate member, 1 appointed by the Board of Selectmen. Zoning Board of Appeals, 2 appointed by the Board of Selectmen as associate members, and 2 appointed by the Board of Selectmen as alternates. Conservation, I'm not really sure how these line up. Conservation Commission, 1 member from the Webster Lake Association. Community Preservation Act Exploratory Committee, 1 member from the business community. Strategic Master Plan Update Committee, 2 members from the public at large.
Mr. Chairman, on that one, I'm recommending we don't need that.
Okay, thank you. And that's it. And now, We need a motion to move into executive session.
I make a motion, we move into executive session.
Second.
You have to state the reasons specifically.
Which is what's in here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's going to be two sessions, one to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining with the clerical and police unions if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigating position of the public body. The MGL C30A, Section 21A2, and second, to discuss strategy in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel, the town administrator, if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigating position of the public body, MGLC 30A, Section 21A3, and the chair so declares. Now, do I have a motion to move?
Just include that in my motion?
I would only ask, is it your intent to return into open session after executive session? I'm
Well-
not telling you what, I'm just asking, because if you do, you should make that part of the motion, that's all. You don't have to, you just have to be clear.
Well, could
whether
we
it's-
adjourn right now and then move into executive session?
Well, what you're doing now is fine. The only thing is if you want to return to open session, you have to say that. If you have no intentions of it, that's okay.
Is there any reason to, well, let's just say, that leaves the option open. So the motion would be to, and then to return to open session.
Yeah, because if you come back, you can just adjourn
Right,
immediately.
right,
You don't have
yeah.
to.
That leaves the door open if we
Right.
have something that comes up.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first executive session, or first item to discuss is,
So we have to have a vote.
oh, we have,
You had,
So we have a motion to
We have
move
a
into
motion.
executive session for the two issues
We
that you
have-
brought up.
that's right,
With the
for
idea that
both.
we will come back to open session.
Do I have
at the
a second?
conclusion.
and then second.
All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.